Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew Royalty.
Shalom, 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 sisters. Come on in. Come on in. Who is here? Who is here already? Let's see. Who are my early birds today? Sister Kita, Sister Ahab Karad, shalom. Yes, shalom, Sister Takita. I figured that was you. Shalom. All praises. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. How are you all doing? How are you doing? Talk to me. Shalom. It's so good to be back. As you come in, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let others know that we are live. We are live and we are getting ready to jump right into this show. So come on in, sisters. You are so blessed. I know you are, sis. I know you are blessed by the best. Blessed by the best. Yes. AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH. All praises to the Most High. Yes. So, yes, sisters, before we go any further, you have just set the tone, Sister Ahab Karad. You just set the tone because you know how we do every Sunday. Shalom, Sister Adonai. Welcome, shalom. Before we go any further, let us give all praise, honor, and glory where it is due, right? A big praise to the Almighty, AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH. I am that I am, the God of the Hebrews and Shebrews, in the name of his Son, YASHAYA HaMashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, Rawach, Qadash. Let's just give them a huge praise, a shout out for bringing us back another Sunday, for protecting us, guiding us throughout this past week, and brought us into a brand new week. So all praises to the Most High, sisters. All praises. So I'm your hostess, Kuala Yakaka, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today. It's so good to see you all. The water, sis. All praises to the Most High. The water. The water. I feel great. I feel great. I am so blessed to be here. And it's such a blessing to see you all. You know, so welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How was your week? Talk to me. Did y'all have a blessed week? I know yesterday Shabbat was amazing. Shabbat was amazing. So, as it always is. So, yeah, but how was your week? Some of you I saw yesterday, some I didn't. Like Sister Ahab Karad, I miss you. I miss you. And can't wait for you to get back. But like I said, this platform allows us to just have another day where we're able to connect. Although not in person, this is a good way to start the week. This is an excellent way to start the week with my sisters. So I hope that your last week was very productive. And praise the Most High, we are back. We are back for another week. So before moving forward, let's get these disclaimers out of the way. Let's talk about what Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty is not. Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. We know, we understand, we get it, and that's okay. But if you happen upon this channel and you realize that you don't agree with our lifestyle or our beliefs, it's okay to keep searching YouTube until you find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. You owe that to yourself, and I'm sure that if you keep searching, you will do just that. What I do ask is that you not leave any derogatory statements or any insults in the comment box, because that would be distasteful. We would really appreciate that, and we thank you in advance. Sister Adina says, blessed and long. Well, it's good to have a long, blessed week, right? It's better to have a long, blessed week than, a cursed, blessed week. How about that? So I am shedding some positivity on that there. So all praises to the Most High, sis, that you had a blessed, long week. All praises. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and certified functional nutrition informed professional, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness in my broadcasts, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. If you're experiencing any medical problems whatsoever, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are the views of myself or my guests, and not those of any particular church or organization. Also, the information provided on this channel is for educational and informational purposes only, and is not intended as medical advice. The content shared here, including videos, guides, and resources, reflects general wellness, knowledge, and personal experiences, and should not be used as a substitute for professional medical diagnosis, treatment, or advice. Always seek the guidance of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition, diet, or wellness program. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have seen or heard on this channel. Some videos and materials may feature foods, herbal teas, nutritional supplements, and skin or hair care products offered through Shebrew Royalty, LLC. These products are not evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Results may vary, and individuals with allergies, underlying health conditions, or who are pregnant or nursing should consult a qualified health professional before using any product or adopting any wellness recommendation shared on this platform or the Shebrew Royalty LLC website. By watching this channel, you acknowledge and agree that you do so at your own risk. The creators, guests, and affiliates of this channel are not liable for any injury, loss, or damage allegedly arising from any information, suggestions, or practices shared here. That being said, let's jump right in. Let's talk about ShebrewRoyalty.com. And as you all know, I show this website every week when we meet. Why? Because this is my website, ShebrewRoyalty.com, and I want you to see all of the wonderful products that we have on this website. And I'm talking about all organic, 100% organic products. And you're not going to find any synthetic stuff in any of these products. So let's just run on over here to ShebrewRoyalty.com. Just make a quick stop over here. We're not going to stay too long on there because I'm telling you, we have a jam-packed show tonight. We have a show tonight with so much information. But I do want to take you over here to ShebrewRoyalty.com. So this is our homepage. Welcome to Shebrew Royalty LLC. So those of you that are visiting for the first time, please check out this website. And I am going to drop the link. Let me get this here. I'm going to drop this link in the comment box in just a few minutes. And so I just want you to see what we have to offer, right? First, we have here on the homepage our story. So you can go here and just read a little bit about our story. And then we have Shebrew Royal Teas. This is where you will find our handcrafted. All of these teas are blended by yours truly. And check out the menu for inner healing and vitality. We have loose leaf, organic, caffeine-free herbal teas. We have the Shebrew Royal Tea. We have, and please go back on the website and just check out these items and see what we have to offer. We have, along with the Shebrew Royal Tea, we, of course, have the Hebrew Royal Tea as well. We have the femininity and the masculinity. So we can't leave the brothers out, right? I know this is Shebrew Royalty LLC, but we cannot leave the brothers out. We also have the Sacred Calm Herbal Tea, Shebrew's Strength Tonic Tea, and of course we have our Sorrel Royal Tea Bag. And if you were here last week, you would have seen a short video about the Sorrel Royal Tea Bag. If you haven't seen it, check out last week's video. We presented Sorrel last week. Let's go to temple treasures. What are temple treasures? Well, check out all of these amazing products that we have for our temple. We have luxurious bath soaks, such as the Royal Renewal Bath Soak, Sacred Glow Bath Soak. And I'm just running through these really quickly, but please take some time and go check out each of our items and see exactly what they do for your body. Royal Awakening Bath Soak, Regal Royalty Bath Soak, Luxurious Lavender Bath Soak. And I'm telling you, luxurious. This is luxury. This isn't any cheap stuff. Okay. I am so serious. This stuff is luxurious. Sacred Femininity Bath Soak. And then here are our luxurious body butters. Royal Radiance Body Butter, Melanin Majesty Body Butter, Sacred Calm Body Butter, Royal Renewal Body Butter, the luxurious lavender body butter that you can pair with the luxurious lavender bath soak. Same with the Royal Renewal body butter paired with the Royal Renewal bath soak. I am telling you. And also the Sacred Femininity body butter that goes very well with the Sacred Femininity bath soak. And there's the Royal Purity body butter. This one specifically for people with sensitive skin. This one has no essential oils in it, but it's just as luxurious. And then we also have the face and body scrubs, the Melanin Majesty facial scrub, Royal Glow facial scrub, and this Royal Glow facial scrubs is specific for acne-prone skin or if you have sensitive skin. Then we have the body scrubs, Melanated Sugar and Spice body scrub. Wow. I am telling you something. When you use this body scrub, you glow. I mean, there are just no words to describe. Try it. Try it and come back and tell me what you think about your skin after trying this Melanated Sugar and Spice body scrub. And of course, here's the Salt of the Earth Royal Body Scrub as well. And our hair oils. Oh my goodness. The list just goes on and on, sisters. There's the Royal Crown and Glory Hair Growth Oil. And it smells divine. Then here's the hair butter, Crown and Coil Nourishing Hair Butter. And then our body oil, Royal Muscle Renewal Recovery Oil. Have any muscle strains, any muscle tension. This is really a fantastic oil for massages. It soothes aches and tensions. anti-inflammatory support. I'm just telling you, the list just goes on and on. And our lip balm. Currently, we have the Mint Essence Lip Balm, but more to come. So those are our Temple Treasures products right now. But let's talk about also our Hebrew royalty collection, because like I said, we cannot leave the brothers out, right? This is for the king. And here we go. King's Temple Nourishing Body Butter. So they need body butters too. Yes, they do. And there's the Hebrew Royalty Tea Blend. And here's the Beard, Crown, and Roots products. King's Glory Beard Oil, Crown and Roots, Locks Elixir. And the Crown and Roots Locks Elixir is also for women as well. So I'm going to have to remember to put this also under the Temple Treasures products as well, because this is for both men and women, the Crown and Roots Locks Elixir. So sisters, don't feel left out. And also the Royal Muscle Recovery Oil is for the brothers as well. And that's for the king who knows his worth. So those are what's on the Hebrew Royalty collection right now. And let's talk a little bit about our wellness blog. Sisters, don't forget, after each show, the following Tuesday, I put up information under the wellness blog so you can come here and check them out, okay? Check it out. So we had the Sacred Healing Herbs and Spice Guide from last week's show, the Harmony at Home, Conflict Resolution for Families. The other is Rooted in Healing and Earthen Ritual Guide. Remember we talked about earthen? So just come on here and check out the blogs. Roots and Remedies Hair Guide, Decoding the Health Halo. So yes, sisters, come back on Tuesday. Usually by Tuesday afternoon, I'll have the blog set up for that previous Sunday's show. So right now, that's what we're going over right now for ShebrewRoyaltyLLC.com. But there's so much more on this website, sisters. There's so much more on this website. Please come back and check it out in its entirety. All right. Let's drop the link in here for you. There you go. There you go. The link is right there, sisters. So let's see who has joined us since then. Sister Habkarat says, I'm going to put my order in as soon as I get back in town, the Most High willing. All praises, sis. I'll be right here. Hey, sis. Hey, Sister Althea. How are you? Sister Keita says, can't wait to check it out. So, Althea, so good to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, yes, sisters, that is Shebrew Royalty LLC. We are doing such great things on that website. We have so many amazing products, sisters. Please check it out. Don't forget to share that link with family and friends, all right? Please. So, sisters, let's talk about your cup of tea tonight. What is your cup of tea tonight? What are you sipping on tonight? What are you sipping on? What is it? I know you're sipping on something good, something healthy, something tasty. Talk to me. What are you sipping on? Come on, let's talk. You know, I'm kind of nosy. I want to know because it may be something that I want to sip on, right? So talk to me. Tell me what you're sipping on. Tonight, I am not having tea. I am actually having basil infused water. Sister Kita says kefir. All right, sis. Oh my gosh. I just started drinking kefir and I'm telling you, I am loving it. I am loving it. All praises. Sister Althea said, thanks, sis. I was on last week, but was unable to get in the chat. Oh my goodness, that happened again. Oh my, well, I am so glad that you're able to make them. I'm so glad that you're able to make the shows. Good to see you. I'm glad you were able to get in this week. So sisters, look, I am having, like I said, some basil infused water. So let us watch this video by the Dr. Gundry podcast, 8 Health Benefits of Basil. So let's talk about this basil infused water. I don't know. Do you all like the taste of basil? I do. It's so refreshing. It is so refreshing. So let's see what the health benefits are. Sister Hapkarad says, Khan, loving my kefir and had a shot of elderberry. Yay! We are definitely going into elderberry season. So yes, start loading up on your antioxidants, and elderberry is such a good source for antioxidants, and you're starting early before the flu season comes in, right? So yes, start loading up on that elderberry. Never had basil tea. Try it, sis. Try it, sis. This isn't tea, but I infused the water with basil, and it's so good. It's so good. So let's check out the health benefits of basil. Health benefits of basil. Here we go. And this is by the Dr. Gundry podcast. That very simple herb, it looks simple, doesn't it? But look at all of the amazing health benefits that comes with basil. Yeah. Sister Kita, you can actually make it in a tea as well. So yeah, you can most definitely do that. I just wanted to just kind of infuse the water today with the basil, and it brings such a great flavor to the water, and it's so refreshing. So try it. Just get the fresh basil leaves, and you kind of crush them, wash them first, of course. Organic is always preferred. You crush the leaves a bit, and you put them in maybe a jar. I have a half a gallon jar, and you put about 20 leaves in there or more, depending on how strong you want the taste to be. And then you just pour the water on top of it, put it in the fridge, leave it in there for probably 2 hours or so. And then you can take the leaves out and then just leave the water in the fridge and just continue to enjoy the water. It is so good, healthy for you and refreshing, and it just tastes so good. All right. So, who else is drinking something? What else are you all drinking out there? What else are you all sipping on? Talk to me. So, once again, hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're about to get started. We're still not promoted on social media. I'm kind of slow when it comes to this social media thing. Help me, pray for me. Pray for me that I get this social media thing going. Oh my gosh, because I know not being on social media is kind of crippling the growth here. But for right now, please, sisters, share this link with on your social media platforms. Let others know that we are live here on Sundays. Share the link to ShebrewRoyalty.com with all of your friends, family members, and so on. Let's really grow this channel. So last week's show, we talked about herbs and spices for the body, mind, and spirit. What did y'all think about that? What did y'all think about that show? Did you learn anything about those spices that are just hanging out in your kitchen cupboard? We delved into the ancient healing power of herbs and spices. We learned a lot about cloves last week and what you shouldn't pair cloves with, or some precautions, especially if you're like on blood thinners or medications such as those. So I encourage all of you, before starting and taking any herbs and spices on a regular basis, that you really do your research, talk to your doctors, especially if you're on medications or if you have any medical condition, that to really know if these herbs are going to and spices are going to interact with anything that you're already taking. Okay, do this safely. And if this is something that you want to do on a regular basis, incorporate herbs into your healthcare regimen, please reach out to an herbalist or a naturopathic doctor and get them to really talk to you about how to use these herbs safely. All right. So what was the biggest takeaway for you all from last week? What did you learn last week? What did you take away from what we talked about last week about the herbs and spices? Anything in particular that you learned or that you're going to incorporate into your daily or your everyday life? Yeah, let me know. I always like to get some feedback as to, how, what information you're receiving, and how you're able to use this information in your everyday life. So that being said, and without further ado, it's showtime, and not at the Apollo, but right here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. For those of you that may just be tuning in or joining us for the very first time, shalom, welcome back to Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, where ancient wisdom flows into modern wellness. I'm your hostess, YASHAYA, and today we're diving deep, literally, into something most of us take for granted every single day: our water. It is the foundation of life, the element that sustains every cell in our bodies. Yet, in America, the water flowing from our taps may not be as pure as we believe. So grab your favorite herbal tea or water or whatever it is that you're sipping on, maybe kefir, maybe a cleansing blend like Shebrew's Detox Tonic, which is coming soon. And let's sip some truth about what's really hiding in our drinking water and what we can do to protect ourselves and our families. This is important stuff, right? As we well know, there are many germs that can contaminate our drinking water and can cause mild to severe illnesses and even death. So let's take a look at the drinking water facts and stats according to the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control. Here's an article that I want us to look at, and they're delving into some of the many germs that can contaminate our drinking water and cause illnesses. Shalom. Hello, Sister Veronica. Sister Veronica Greenidge. So good to see you. Hello, hello. Sister Phyllis, you're here as well. Sister Phyllis Robinson, you are here. Look at you. Shalom, sis. Happy to catch. I'm glad that you caught us. Yes, the water, sis. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Sister Veronica, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so let's take a look at, these facts about our drinking water according to the CDC. Let me pull this article up, and we're going to take a deep dive into what in the world is in our water. And this article, like I said, is from the CDC. And let me just pull up my article right here. So this is drinking water facts and stats, according to the CDC. It says CDC estimates that at least 1.1 million people in the United States get sick every year from germs in drinking water. Legionella germs are the most common cause of illness outbreaks linked to drinking water. If you are concerned about your tap water, contact your water utility or health department. So here's an overview of these germs that we're talking about, right? It says here in the United States, 9 out of 10 people get their tap water from a regular public water system. Most other people living in the United States get their tap water from a privately owned well. In the early 1900s, communities across the United States started routinely treating tap water to remove harmful germs and chemicals. Water treatment has greatly reduced the number of people who get sick from drinking water. However, sometimes tap water still gets contaminated with harmful germs or chemicals and make people sick. So we want to avoid getting sick from our water, correct? So let's talk about that. You can take steps to avoid getting sick from drinking water. Key steps include understanding your water quality, treating unsafe water, and cleaning and maintaining devices that use water, like humidifiers. That's important. A lot of times we don't think about these humidifiers that we use in the homes that harbor a lot of germs as well if it's not cleaned properly. So US data, CDC estimates that at least 1.1 million people in the United States get sick every year from germs in drinking water. This is about 1 in every 300 people. Then it says, see below for the germs that most often cause illness outbreaks in drinking water. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about our public tap water. It says the top 5 causes of outbreaks linked to public or community drinking water in the United States during 2010 through 2022. And that is Legionella, Campylobacter, Giardia, norovirus, and Pseudomonas. And these are some really nasty germs. I'm not going to click on the links here, but you know what? I'm going to drop this in the comment box for any of you that want to delve further into this. But I have another article that's going to go more in depth about each of these germs that we're talking about. And then private tap water. It says here the 5 causes of outbreaks linked to private drinking water in the United States during 2010 to 2022 were Legionella, norovirus, E. coli, Cryptosporidium, and Giardia. Private drinking water includes privately owned wells and rainwater collection system. It says find more data about outbreaks linked to the water using the NORS View tab on the CDC Beams dashboard. And that's why I'm going to drop this link in the comment box for you so that you can go through and learn more about these germs and how you can get in touch with the CDC's Beam dashboard. So I'm going to drop that in there for you. So these are some of the germs that we're talking about, correct? But we're going to go even deeper. Let me drop this in the comment box for you. Oh, hey love, back at you, Sister Veronica. Yes. So let's start there. We started there with those germs, but like I said, I want to dig a little bit deeper into these nasty bugs here. So this is another article by the CDC about germs that can contaminate drinking water. It gives a more in-depth information about each germ, the sources of the germ, the symptoms of the infection caused by the germs, and how to remove it from your drinking water. Sister Adana says, thinking of getting my water from fruits only, not trusting any of the water. Sis, we'll talk about that because you still have to wash your fruits. You still have to wash your fruits. And, you know, we have to talk about prayer and having faith, because at some point we're going to be talking about the foods as well, right? We're going to be talking about the foods that are contaminated and so on and so forth. So just getting water from fruits only, we'll talk. We will talk. We'll talk about that. You're going to need some water. You're going to need some water. And like I said, there are ways to get safe water, or should I say safer water, okay? And for those of us who have been drinking, you know, primarily bottled water, and I'm not talking about the bottled water that are in those little flimsy plastic bottles. I'm not talking about that. But water that's delivered, or those who actually have water filtration systems installed in their homes, that's also a route that we're going to talk about later on in the show, okay? But don't do anything too drastic. Do not do anything too drastic. Let's get this other article up on the screen here for you. Let's see, let me get rid of. Let me me just a second. Let's see if this is the one. Facts and stats. Yes. Hold on. I'm making sure that I have the correct. You know what I did? I did something really silly here. I copied both links, the same link twice. Good grief. So what I am going to do, I apologize, sisters. I copied the same link twice. And so I was about to show you the same article a second time. Let's see. Yeah, I have the same article twice. So what I will do is I will find that article before the end of the night. And what it goes into is more in-depth information about the germs that we just went into. So I'm going to bypass that for now because, like I said, I don't have the link to the actual article that I was, let's see if I can find it here. The article that I was going to present. So no, I do not have that article up. I apologize for that because I did copy the same link twice. But that being said, the CDC's recommendation is if you think you got sick from water, please report your illness to your health department and report it even if you do not know what made you sick. Reporting your illness can help your health department to find out what caused you to get sick and prevent more illnesses, just in case it is the water. Aquat Sierra, good to see you. Shalom, sis. Shalom, beautiful. Good to see you as well. Shalom. So that is the CDC's recommendation, okay? But although knowing what germs potentially are in our drinking water and knowing how to identify and treat any illness caused by contaminated drinking water is extremely important, tonight we are really going to shift our focus on other hidden dangers that lurk in our drinking water. Let me put this link. Let's see, I remember to. Here's the link to the article that we just went over. And like I said, if you click on that link, on each link pertaining to each germ, that will take you into more information about the germ, the side effects, or the symptoms that you will have should you be affected by any of these germs, and how to treat it, right? But tonight, I really wanted to focus on something other than the germs, right? So you may think that if water comes out clear, that it's clean, but many US water systems contain contaminants that can harm our health over time. According to the Environmental Working Group, over 250 different contaminants have been detected in America's tap water, included arsenic, lead, PFAs, or what's called forever chemicals, nitrates, and even pharmaceutical residues. So these are the things that we really want to focus on tonight. So let's break down a few of these items, a few of these contaminants that we're talking about. Let's talk about lead. Lead is a potent neurotoxin. which means that it's toxic to the nervous system, especially dangerous for children and pregnant women. It often leaches from old pipes. Then there's chlorine and chloramines. These are added to disinfect water, but they can react with organic matter to form harmful byproducts like triethylmethanes, which is linked to cancer. Then there's fluoride. We know a lot of our water system add fluorides. Fluoride is commonly added to prevent tooth decay, but excess amounts may disrupt thyroid function and bone health. And then there are the PFAS, which are per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. These are man-made chemicals used in non-stick cookware and firefighting foams, dubbed, or they're called, forever chemicals because they don't break down. PFAS exposure has been linked to hormonal imbalances, reproductive issues, and immune dysfunction. So even the bottled water industry isn't innocent. Many brands are simply filtered tap water in plastic, which can leach microplastics and endocrine disrupting chemicals. So what does that mean for us? It means that wellness starts at the source, literally, the water we drink, cook, and bathe in. So we have to start there at the source to figure out how to stay well, because we need water. We need to bathe in water, we need to cook with water, and we need to drink water. So let's dive even deeper into what is really in America's drinking water. So here's another article. This article is called The Hidden Risk in 90% of America's Drinking Water and How to Reduce It. And this article is by the Epic Health Publications. And they give us the answer about the hidden risks that are in 90% of America's drinking water. And that's a huge percentage, right? 90%. So we need to know what these are, what these risks are, and how to reduce these risks. Give me just a second. Let's find. All right, this article, like I said, is by the Epic Health. The hidden risks of 90% of America's drinking water and how to reduce it. And I'm just going to let this read to us.
The hidden risk in 90% of America's drinking water and how to reduce it. In the United States, 90% of Americans get the water they need from public drinking water systems that harbor disinfection byproducts, most of which are unregulated and understudied. Disinfection byproducts form as a result of chemical treatments that water companies use to keep water free of dangerous pathogens. Some byproducts may increase the risk of cancer. In the United States, the Environmental Protection Agency currently regulates 4 categories of disinfection byproducts for safety. However, researchers believe there may be hundreds, if not thousands, of unregulated byproducts lurking in the tap water that millions of people drink. The health effects of those chemicals are largely unknown. There are simple steps people can take at home to minimize these potentially harmful regulated and unregulated byproducts in their water. Sourcing public drinking water. In larger cities, water treatment plants typically pull water from surface water sources such as lakes, rivers, or reservoirs. Groundwater, or a combination of both. Small towns tend to source drinking water from groundwater. The U.S. Geological Survey estimated that in 2015, 70% of water used in the United States came from surface water sources and 30% came from groundwater. Some locations may use recycled water, which comes from municipal wastewater, stormwater, or agricultural runoff. The water source that usually needs the least treatment is groundwater. Treating public drinking water. Regardless of where it comes from, water supplied to the public goes through several treatment processes involving the addition of chemicals to remove small particles and filtration to ensure it is safe to drink. During the treatment process, water companies must strike a balance. They must add sufficient chemicals to the water to ensure safety without exceeding EPA limits for treatment chemicals and their byproducts. This process involves several steps, including coagulation, adding chemicals such as salts, iron, or aluminum to bind small particles. Flocculation, mixing the water to help particles form larger clumps, sometimes with the addition of other chemicals. Sedimentation, allowing large, heavy clumps to settle to the bottom of storage containers. Filtration, passing the remaining clear water through several filters to remove residual particles, parasites, bacteria, and viruses. Some water treatment plants may use reverse osmosis, especially when treating recycled water. Disinfection, using chemicals such as chlorine or chloramine to kill harmful germs and prevent waterborne illnesses such as cholera and typhoid. While some treatment plants may use ultraviolet light or ozone during this step, disinfection chemicals are necessary because they continue to kill pathogens as the water travels to people's homes. UV and ozone alone cannot provide that protection. Health concerns with disinfection byproducts. According to a 2024 EPA report, although disinfection chemicals are effective, they can react with compounds present in water and create harmful byproducts, which treatment plant operators must remove during the water treatment process. EPA disinfection rules require utilities to monitor treated water for 4 disinfectant byproducts, including trihalomethanes, haloacetic acids, chlorite, bromate. Treating recycled water is more challenging, as research suggests it needs more chemicals and advanced processes to clean it, which may lead to the creation of more byproducts. There are consistent associations between disinfection byproducts and bladder cancer, also some associations with colorectal cancer. Susan D. Richardson, a professor of chemistry at the University of South Carolina, told the Epoch Times. She also cited associations between disinfection byproducts and miscarriage and birth defects. Studies using hamster cells have shown that more than 100 disinfection byproducts are toxic to living cells and DNA. While research is limited, the strongest evidence linking disinfection byproducts to cancer appeared in a study published in January in Environmental Health Perspectives. Results suggest that the byproduct trihalomethane increases the risk of bladder cancer by 33% in the highest versus lowest exposure groups and colorectal cancer by 15%, even when levels are below current regulatory limits. A review published in June in the Journal of Hazardous Materials found that long-term use of chlorinated drinking water and exposure to high levels of trihalomethanes are associated with an increased risk of bladder cancer, particularly in men. Another 2024 study suggests there are more than 600 known disinfection byproducts, and potentially thousands more, most of which have no purified reference standard. This makes it difficult to determine how often they occur in drinking water or how harmful they may be. While previous studies have looked at the fate of regulated disinfection byproducts in distribution systems, very few have investigated the more toxic, unregulated byproducts, Richardson said. A Chinese population-based study found associations between prenatal exposure to nitrosamines, a group of unregulated disinfection byproducts, and lower birth weight among newborns, as well as a heightened risk of preterm delivery. A 2021 study co-authored by Richardson suggests that disinfection byproducts are typically present at 100 to 1,000 times higher concentrations than other water contaminants. The authors noted that it remains unclear which byproducts may be linked to bladder cancer, miscarriage, and birth defects. The paper's findings prompted Richardson and her colleagues to recommend that unregulated byproducts, specifically haloacetonitriles and iodoacetic acids, be considered for regulation. as they were the main drivers of toxicity in drinking water in this US-based study. Richardson told the Epoch Times her group's latest research, expected to be published soon, investigated the fate of 66 disinfection byproducts as the treated water travels through pipes from the treatment plant to people's homes. She said that water distribution pipes are like reactors where disinfection byproducts can continue to form or degrade, and some transform into other byproducts over time. The Epoch Times reached out to the EPA for comment on disinfection byproduct safety and unregulated byproducts revealed in studies, but did not receive a response. Reducing exposure to disinfection byproducts. A recent environmental working group study found that advanced per- and polyfluoroalkyl treatment technologies reduced trihalomethanes by 42% on average and lowered haloacetic acid levels by 50%. However, only 8% of U.S. water treatment plants currently have these systems. Steve Via, Director of Federal Relations for the American Water Works Association, told the Epoch Times there are several technologies utilities use in combination with chlorine or chloramines to produce fewer byproducts. However, he noted that there are no alternatives to chlorine or chloramines for maintaining water sanitation during distribution to homes, as mandated by the EPA's surface water treatment rule. These methods are generally considered best practice for water systems. While most people have no control over what happens to their drinking water at the treatment plant, reducing exposure to potentially harmful byproducts at home is possible. Richardson said her group's research showed that activated carbon filters can remove some of the disinfection byproducts, although ongoing studies are investigating this in more detail. Reverse osmosis systems are another option. A 2017 paper in the Journal of Environmental Health Science and Engineering found that reverse osmosis can simultaneously remove both organic and inorganic byproducts and their precursors. Richardson noted that reverse osmosis is particularly effective for charged byproducts, such as haloacetic acids, and for larger molecules. Water pitcher filters can also help reduce exposure. Via advised that before purchasing a water treatment device, consumers should confirm it is certified to NSF standards for the contaminant of concern and install and maintain the device according to the manufacturer's instructions. Activated carbon filters are typically installed where the water pipe enters the house or in the pipes leading to a faucet. Reverse osmosis systems are usually installed under a sink and connected to the faucet. Most commercially available filter systems combine carbon filtration and reverse osmosis to maximize chemical removal. Installing filtration systems or using pitcher filters may help reduce disinfection byproducts, but these options can be costly. However, there are low or no-cost ways to lower exposure. Setting aside drinking water in a pitcher in the refrigerator allows disinfection byproducts to dissipate, so that is one option, Via said. Storing water with or without a lid can reduce trihalomethanes by up to 47%, and boiling water for 1 minute and then storing it can lower the level of these byproducts by up to 92%, according to a 2019 study published in Science of the Total Environment. People who want to learn more about what's in their water can access water quality reports by calling their local water utility company, visiting the utility's website, or searching for the report on the EPA's Consumer Confidence Reports webpage. Reports typically show levels of the 4 regulated byproducts and inorganic contaminants like arsenic, fluoride, and nitrate. They may also reveal lead and copper levels, PFAS, and radioactive contaminants like uranium. Reports often indicate whether the water came from surface water, groundwater, or recycled water.
Wow, that was a lot of information, wasn't it? I am once again going to copy and paste this into the comment box so that you all can go over this again, because it was just so much information. All of these contaminants, these scientific names, right? How do we keep up with all of this stuff? How do we know what is in this drinking water? So the danger of these contaminants is that their effects are slow and cumulative. So you won't get sick overnight, but over time, the body bears the weight. The body is collecting all of these contaminants and storing them, a lot of times in your different organs, the brain, if they're neurotoxic. And later on, that's when we start having the symptoms, right? So in a nutshell, here's what the research shows. Chronic exposure to lead and arsenic can damage the nervous system and the kidneys. Chlorine byproducts can irritate the skin, hair, and the respiratory system. Fluoride overexposure can contribute to fatigue, brain fog, and thyroid imbalances. And the PFA chemicals, they've been detected in the blood of nearly every American tested. Isn't that something? And these are what they call forever chemicals. So it's really time for us to reclaim the control of what flows in our temples, in our bodies, right? So how do we do that? How do we control that? Here are some of the things that we can do. Number one, you can test your water. Start by ordering a home water test kit. And it's checking to see, or you can also check through your local water quality report at ewg.org/tapwater, because knowledge is power. And I'm going to go into another website in just a few minutes where you can actually find out what is in your tap water. You can invest in a quality filtration system. Look for filters certified to remove lead, chlorine, fluoride, and PFAs. It's important. Lead, chlorine, fluoride, and PFAs. These are the ones that you really want to find a good quality filtration system will remove. For drinking, a reverse osmosis system or activated carbon filter is ideal. So once again, reverse osmosis or activated carbon filters. And for bathing, install a shower filter so your skin absorbs what you bathe in. So if we're bathing in this water that has lead, chlorine, fluoride, and PFAs, know that our skin is our largest organ of the body. So we are soaking up all of those toxins. So also avoid plastic bottled water. Use glass or stainless steel containers because plastic leaches the chemicals, especially when exposed to heat. So stay away from the plastic bottles. And remineralize your water. After you filter the water, add a few drops of trace minerals or a pinch of Himalayan sea salt to restore natural electrolyte and balance. Or you can also infuse with herbs. So you know how we do it here. We transform the ordinary into the sacred, right? So add cleansing herbs such as mint, lemon balm, or basil, right? Basil, lemon balm, and mint for a daily ritual. These are just simple things that we can do to help reduce our risk of these contaminants, right? So as you sip, speak life into your water. Speak life into your water, words of healing, gratitude, and renewal, because water holds memory, and what you speak into it, you end up drinking into your soul, right? So if you don't believe what I'm saying about water holding memory and what you speak into it, you end up drinking into your soul. Let's take a look at this short video. This video is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens when you speak life into your water. Let's take a look at this. It's a very, very short video.
Scientist Masaru Emoto wanted to know whether human emotions have any impact on water. He took multiple water jars and exposed them to different emotions. Then he froze that water and examined the formed crystals. Surprisingly, the molecular structure of water changed. This is how water molecules reacted to different emotions. A Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto, wanted to know whether human emotions have any impact on water. He took multiple water jars and exposed them to different emotions. Then he froze that water and examined the formed crystals. Surprisingly, the molecular structure of water changed. This is how water molecules reacted to different emotions.
That's love, that's evil. I can't do this.
A Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto, wanted to know whether human emotions have any impact on water. He took multiple water jars and exposed them to different emotions. Then he froze that water and examined the formed crystals. Surprisingly, the molecular structure of water changed. This is how water molecules reacted to different emotions.
Look at love. Look at evil. I can't do this. I can do this. Before prayer, after prayer. Happy and disgusting.
A Japanese scientist, Masaru.
So wasn't that interesting? So what he actually did is he put the labels on each bottle of water with happy, different emotions on there, evil, and he would speak to the water on a daily basis, and he froze the water bottles, and based on the emotion that he exposed each bottle to, the crystals formed. And as you can see, some of the crystals were really, really beautiful, and those were usually the ones with the positive emotions, and the ones with the negative emotions, they were not beautiful at all. So, and there, I did find multiple videos about this same experiment. So I would encourage you to look that up and see that this water is alive. It does have life. And so we have to speak life into the water that we are drinking. Words of healing, words of gratitude, words of renewal, positive expressions to the water. And that in turn, when you consume that water, when you drink that water, it's going to give you life. Does that make sense? Have any of you heard of that before? Have you heard about this experiment previously? Has anyone heard about this experiment? Are you all out there? Come on, talk to me. Ask some questions. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a con. Give me a yes. Have any of you heard about this experiment previously? Do you have any questions about the contaminants? Let's talk. Y'all are so silent out there. Come on, let's have a dialogue. Let's talk. Let me know what your views are. So you may be saying, this is great information. Sister Kita says, no, ma'am, you've not heard of that, that experiment. Did you say activated carbon filter is a treatment method? To have not heard of this theory. Yes, I believe like the those, what do they call them? It's like a jug that you will put, it's on your counter. It has a activated carbon filter system in that. I can't remember the name of, there's a specific water filter that it's in a pitcher. Do any of you know the name of that that water filtration system? It's a pitcher form. I don't have one. The Brita, yes, the Brita. Khan says, yes, that one. I'm almost certain that one has the carbon filtration system, or pure. Khan. Or you can do the reverse osmosis. That's the one I've been doing more research on, is the reverse osmosis, the one that you put under the sink. And I've actually been considering getting one of those. It's a little bit more pricey, but from what I understand, that is the best. That's the top of the line when it comes to the water filtration system. So that's the one that I'm really thinking about getting. So this is great information, right? But how do you know what is lurking in the water that is coming out of your tap? So don't worry, I've got you. As a matter of fact, I had the same question, right? And I received the answer. How do I know what is going on in, what's coming out of this tap water? Because although I don't drink it, I'm using it for other things, right? We're using it to shower. We're using it to take baths. So how do we know what's in it? So here's a report that I received, what is actually in my tap water. And I am going to drop the link after I pull this up. I'm going to drop the link to the source of how I received my report in the comment box. Because, a lot of times when I do these shows, it's because these are questions that I have. And I say, rather than me benefiting from this information all by my little lonesome, I want to share this information with you all as well. So these are questions that I had. I wanted to know, okay, I've heard so much about, the contaminants that are in our drinking water. We know about the germs. We know about the parasites. We know, a lot about that. But how many of us knew about all of these other 250 plus contaminants that are in our tap water? So I wanted to delve deeper into that. And I thought this would be a great topic for the show. And now I can really, with doing the research, now I can really make a decision as to what am I going to do moving forward. Sister Phyllis said, this is good information, sis, the water. All praises, sis, all praises to the Most High. Reverse osmosis, is that method for drinking only? Primarily, yes, because that goes under the sink, like in the kitchen. That's where the whole unit goes under the kitchen sink. So it's preferred for drinking. And they did recommend getting the filters for the showers, and also for in your bathroom, the bathroom sink, you can get the filters for those as well. The pipes are also a concern. Khan says, Khan, that is true. The pipes are a concern, but that's why you need the filtration system. we need that because the pipes are definitely a concern. So a lot of these things come from the pipe, like the lead. But if you have the filtration system on there, it blocks, I think it says 90-something% of these contaminants. So let me show you what is lurking in my water, my tap water. I am going to show you exactly what I've got going on over here in my tap water. We'll wait for this to load. So this is the report that I received based on my information of where I live. And it says here, so for those of you that live in the city as well, this may be your report as well, but I would still suggest that you, when I drop the link in here on how you can get your personal report, I would recommend you doing it for yourself as well, even if you do live in Converse, right? So the city of Converse, here in Converse, Texas, serves 27,207 people. The source of our water is groundwater. So our overall water score is a B, which isn't so bad. It could be a lot worse. So let's see how we got our grade, okay? So the number of contaminants above legal limits, we got an A. So we don't have, obviously, we don't have a high number of contaminants over legal limits for us to get an A. The national grade is an A, so we're right there with the national grade. The number of contaminants above health guidelines, we got a C there. We got a C. So there's a lot of room for improvement, right? The national grade is also a C. The number of all contaminants detected, we got a B, which still has room for improvement, but it's not so bad. So the number of all the contaminants detected, we got a B. We're right there with the national grade. The water hardness, our water is hard, extremely hard. So if you are experiencing a lot of, the dry skin and flaking skin and so on, why is that? It's because we failed. Our water is extremely hard here in Converse. It's an F. Could it be because of all the chlorine that's in the water? Yes. So we got an F. If your hair is brittle and dry and skin is flaking, and yeah, we got an F because the water is extremely hard here in Converse. So let's go further into this report. Total dissolved solids, it says Na, not applicable. Disinfection type, chlorine, hence the F in the water hardness. Also, there's fluoride in our water out here. It says here, 2025 Consumer Alert, a recent study conducted by the National Toxicology Program within the National Institute of Health, NIH, has shown that fluoride in local municipal water supply does lower the IQ of children. So we've known that for some time. Although for a very long time, this was being denied, right? They still push the fluoride, So that's what's going on in our water here in Converse, Texas. Let's go a little bit further here. It says there were 10 contaminants detected, 0 contaminants found above the legal limit, but there were 9 contaminants found above the health guidelines. So that's concerning, correct? That's concerning. So no contaminants found above legal limits, but it does go into the contaminants found above the health guidelines. And here they are. Some of them I'm not even going to attempt to call them out. You can see what they are right there. And then there was another contaminant found, which was nitrite. So our water, although we scored a B, we've still got a lot here to be concerned about because they were above the health guidelines. And then they said here, I think this is why we got the A, is because these are other contaminants that were tested but were not detected in our water here. So quite a few that were not detected. So what a blessing, right? So the hardness grade was an F, and it says here, your water hardness score is F. 85% of all water in the US is hard water. Hard water can cost typical household over $570 plus per year. A quality water softener can pay for itself within less than 3 years and remove your hard water costs. So this company here that we got the report from, they sell water softeners and filtration system. So this is Soft Pro water system. However, this channel is not monetized or sponsored by Soft Pro water system or their products mentioned. All opinions and recommendations are my own, shared for educational and informational purposes only. So although I'm giving you this information from this website, know that I am not monetized whatsoever by this company. All right. So quality grade. It says here, our drinking water filtration system, your Soft Pro water score is a B. Purified home drinking is fresh, filtered, safe, and tasty. Bottled water can cost typical household over $400 plus per year. A quality water filtration system can pay for itself within less than 2 years and safeguard your drinking water for the entire family. So that's their recommendation. They're recommending a water softener based on what's going on with my water, and also a drinking water filtration system. It says here, 85% of the country has hard water. Here are some of the signs that you have hard water. White milky film on the shower doors. So if you're seeing that, know that your water is hard. Water spots on faucets and fixtures. Dingy or gray clothes, and a stiff or hard feel to fabrics. That will let you know that your water is hard. Right? So this goes into the water hardness level. So if you're in the green, it says here 14 GRG. I can't see what that says, which means that it's extremely hard. So I think we're in the green right here. we're right there in the green. If you're in the yellow, 10 to 14 GPGs, it looks like, very hard. 7 to 10 is hard. So if you're in the blue, it's hard. It's getting better. If you're in the red, moderately hard. So these are the red. And where you really want to be is the 0 to 3, which is slightly hard. Here we go right here. So yeah, we just happen to be in the green area. That's us right there. Right there. Extremely hard. So I think this was a great report. Here we go. We have 11 plus GPGs. That's our water hardness in this area. All right. So this is my report, but I am going to, like I said, drop the link in here for you so that you can. Yes. Sister Aquasierra says, very concerning. Yeah, isn't it? It's really concerning. We have the hardest water. Yes, we do. Let's see. Sister Kita says, let's see, on shower head filters, is there any info on the best brands? I think, give me just a second. I have some information. I'm almost certain. Yes, I have an article here. We're going to go over that, Sister Kita. We're going to go over that on the different filtration systems. Yeah, we do have the hardest water. Isn't that something? Wow. It's as hard as it can get out here in Converse. We need a well. That's what we need. We need a well. So let me get the link for you. To get your free report, you will go to, let me find that link. Hold on. Here we go. All right. Please copy this link. This is where you will go to. That web page will collect some information from you, and it will email you your personal report just like it did me. Sister Kita says, yes, very informative. All praises to the Most High. Yes. All right. So that was a lot. So now let's talk about the types of water filtration systems and how they work. Let's just take a brief look at the types of water filtration system, how they work. This article is from Forbes.com, and this is the 8 common types of water filters and how they work. So Sister Kita, here we go. I am going to answer your question just now. So here we go. 8 common types of water filters and how they work. So here we go. Just a second. Says here, most of the water that we use for drinking, cooking, bathing, and washing has been treated through one or more types of water filters before it reaches us. These water filters are the safeguards that clean water from chemicals and contaminants that are harmful to our health, such as bacteria and pesticides, as well as strip away sediment, odors, discoloration, and unpleasant tastes. The biochemical properties of the water in your area, the water pressure, the type of pipes. Give me just a second. My mouse is acting up here. Give me just a second. The biochemical properties of the water in your area, the water pressure, the type of pipes it travels through, and even your home water source all affect what's in your water. The Environmental Protection Agency doesn't regulate every contaminant that may be found in a public water supply. And even if your water is supplied by a private well, you're still faced with the important decision on how to treat, filter, soften, and purify your water. So, let's see. Whether you are trying to clean contaminated or discolored drinking water, or are simply seeking to improve the softness and sediment levels of the water you use to bathe, there are a number of filtration systems that can improve the condition of your water. I am fighting with the mouse. Okay. I'm sorry, sisters. I have my own laptop here, apart from the one that I'm using for you all. I have two laptops that I'm working off of here. It says, whether you are trying to clean contaminated or discolored drinking water, or are simply seeking to improve the softness and sediment levels of the water you use to bathe, there are a number of filtration systems that can improve the condition of your water. Our guide features an explanation of common water filters and how they work, as well as the benefits and shortcomings, to help you make informed choices about what's in your water. So here are the 8 types of water filtered. Here's the activated alumina. If you need to remove fluoride or arsenic from your water, activated alumina, AA, is the best filter of choice. Made of aluminum oxide, this highly porous ceramic compound has a high capacity for absorption. Note, not absorption. Adsorption. Note, not absorption. This means that when AA draws in chemicals to its activated porous spheres, the chemicals aren't just held inside the pores. The materials actually bond together. This quality makes AA cost-effective choice to draw out toxins and metals from contaminated water without the risk of these substances leaking back into the environment. The longer AA has contact with your water, the more harmful chemicals it can remove. Activated alumina is excellent at purifying drinking water for home use, as well as industrial applications, water treatment facilities, or in cleanup of toxic waste. So that's the first one, activated alumina. Number 2, alkaline and water ionizers. Alkaline or ionized water is touted as one of the healthiest water treatments and is said to offer benefits such as improvements in bone and digestive health. decreased risk of cancer and heart disease, better skin, and even improved hydration and taste. The electrically charged minerals in ionized waters separate alkaline water from the acidic, which softens the water and improves its drinking quality. It is important to note that alkaline ionizers lack good filtration abilities, so you'll want to use them in tandem with other water purifiers. So that one isn't a standalone water filtration system. Number 3, carbon block and activated carbon. So this is the one that we were just talking about a minute ago. Also known as carbon filters or activated charcoal, these are commonly deployed in home water filters, such as one you might place on your faucet, under your sink, or in the water pitcher. Activated carbon filters are excellent at attracting and absorbing pollutants, removing them from the water. This material requires no electricity to work and is cost effective, but it falls short when it comes to removing minerals and dissolved organic matter. Number 4, ceramic filters. The tiny pores on the ceramic surface will trap any matter that is larger than the pores themselves, keeping it out of your water. These are simple to install, easy to use, inexpensive, and electricity-free filters. If treated with silver, a ceramic water filter can also kill bacteria and prevent mold and algae in your water. However, they can't move faster than they can filter, and they aren't effective in sifting out viruses. So that one has some shortcomings as well. Number 5, distillation. Akin to the precipitation cycle, distillation is a highly effective purification process in which water is boiled into steam and then cooled down to return to liquid form in a clean container. This process kills bacteria and improves the taste and smell of treated water. The good news is that you can complete the distillation process with a number of countertop equipment options. And once complete, you will have made water that is safe for drinking. However, the process does require electricity or a heat source to work, and it's incredibly slow, so it doesn't win in efficacy or efficiency. So distillation takes a long time to work. Then here's the reverse osmosis. This is the one that I've been thinking about. So let me get a little bit more information here about it. It says here, in this method, water is forced through semi-permeable membranes to allow water to run through, but not the contaminants, chemicals, metals, or parasites it may be carrying. Reverse osmosis filter systems are highly effective at eliminating harmful pollutants from your water. However, they tend to be more expensive than other types of water filters, require high water pressure to operate, and tend to waste a lot of water in their purification process, only cleansing a small portion of the total water used. So, wow, each and every one of them have some form of drawback, right? So number 7, sand and sediment mesh. A mesh filter works the same way a colander does. They help filter large particles of dirt, clay, sand, and rust from water. They can purify or cleanse, but they can't purify or cleanse, but they can keep sediment from creating buildup in your plumbing system. Okay. And number 8, ultraviolet light. UV light is one of the safest and most effective ways to treat microorganisms in your water, including viruses, bacteria, protozoa, and parasites. Water is exposed to high-frequency UV light radiation, which passes through a glass element. This filtration method requires energy to perform and tends to be on the pricier end. UV lamps as water purifications do their best work as the final stages in the water treatment system when the water is at its most filtered. This is because the light cannot pass through non-organic contaminants, which decreases its effectiveness. So it says here how to determine which water filters are right for you. This is important to know because right now I'm confused. It says not every water filtration method can remove all contaminants and completely purify your water. To choose the water filter that will best serve your needs, we first recommend using a water test kit to learn what water contaminants you're dealing with. Once you identify your top areas of concern, you can choose a water filter that specifically addresses your needs and improves the water conditions where you need it most. Home improvement stores should supply a wide inventory of water filters and their installation equipment so you can DIY, do it yourself. However, if you're going for a complex filtration system or a total overhaul, such as a whole home water filter, you may want to hire a licensed and experienced professional plumber to help. So, sisters, I hope that answered some of your questions. Let me drop this link in the comment box as well. So you can have this information to help you figure out which one of these systems will work best for you. So, beloved sisters, protecting your water is protecting your wellness. When we filter what flows into our bodies, we filter what shapes our lives. So I challenge you this week to check your water source, purify your flow, and elevate your hydration into a ritual of self-love and awareness. I've given you a lot of tools tonight, sisters, a lot of tools to really delve into to find out what is going on with your water system. What do you need to do to make the water that you drink or the water that you bathe in healthier for you? Mind you, we're not going to be able to make this water perfect, 100% contaminant free. I don't think that's going to happen. We have to be very realistic. But a B score is not so bad. I think that we can really improve that B and turn it into an A with some of the information that we've received tonight. It's actually worth looking into. Start by, like it says, getting a kit to figure out, are there any parasites any germs that are still lurking in the water, although they've done all of this stuff to try and eliminate the germs. But in doing so, now we have all of these other contaminants that we have to deal with. So we're not just dealing with the germs, we're dealing with the lead, the arsenic, all of those other contaminants, the 250 plus. We're dealing with the hard water, right? So there's a lot that we have to focus on. But maybe even taking your report to Lowe's or Home Depot and talking to someone there about the appropriate filtration system that will be best for you. That's an idea. I mean, I know that I can't afford to bring a plumber in here to do all of that. So we have to work within our own budgets, right? So if you have the means to do a full overhaul in your house, that would be amazing. That would be beautiful. That would be a blessing. But we have to start somewhere, even if it's starting with just a pitcher on the counter, starting there, and then working your way up, getting filters for the shower, filters for, the kitchen. Let's start somewhere. So that's something to do this week, right? Start by getting your report. Going to that link that I dropped in the comment box about getting your personal report. Start there. That's a great place to start. So sisters, what did you all think? What did you think about tonight's show? Did you learn a lot? Are you excited about finding out what's going on in your water? I know a couple of the sisters says, I don't think I want to know. I don't think I want to know what's going on in my water. But we have to know. Knowledge is power, right? So now that we know, now that I know what's going on with my water, I can now take action and make better choices as to what filtration system I am going to get. Because prior to getting all of this information, I already had in my mind, I'm going to get this filtration system without really knowing so much about what it does or what is going on with my tap water. So now that I have that information, I am able to make a better decision. And now I can actually go to an expert and say, hey, this is what my report shows. What would you recommend based on what my report shows? And like I said, that gives me more power, gives me the ability to make more informed decisions on how to treat this water. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe to Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty so you never miss our weekly journey into women's health, wellness, and beauty. I mean, a lot of times we're learning together because, like I said, a lot of these topics is because these are things that I'm wanting to get information on. And I put it out there only to find out that, guess what? You have the same interests as me. But I still would like for you to drop me an email or a text if there's a specific topic that you would like us to delve into and learn about together. I would really appreciate that. Because sometimes I'm sitting here racking my brain trying to figure out what's my next show going to be about. And, the Holy Spirit always comes through, though. She always comes through. I did not get this topic until last night. So, hey. And we have a show today. Look at that. Look at the Most High. So if you would like a deeper dive into detoxing from environmental toxins, download the Shebrew Royalty Clean Water Ritual Guide at shebrewroyalty.com/wellness blog. Just go on the website, like I showed you earlier, shebrewroyalty.com. Go to the link about wellness blog. And this Tuesday, the Most High willing, I will have that clean water ritual guide there for you to download, for you to read. I will also share some herbal recipes, some water boosting tips, and self-care practices to purify from the inside out. Sister Zion said, that's how the Holy Spirit always does it with you. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. That's sis. I can only give glory to him, right? Because sometimes I'm just sitting here going, okay, in a few days I'm going to be having my show and I still don't have an idea. And then Shabbat comes and I'm like, I still don't even know what my show tomorrow is going to be about. And like clockwork, that night, oh, this is what you're going to, yeah, this is perfect. And then I start doing my research. And so I'm up late, and then I wake up early in the morning on Sunday, and I complete everything. And voila, we have a show. So praise the Most High. I can't take credit for that. I really can't. So check on Tuesday for the wellness blog, sisters. Check on Tuesday. Also, this channel is not monetized, but if you find the information that is presented on this channel to be useful and valuable to you, please feel free to give a small donation to the cause. I mean, nothing is too small or too great. Shebrew Royalty LLC and Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty are labors of love and appreciation. So what I present on this channel and create and offer on ShebrewRoyalty.com comes from a place of love, care, and appreciation for each and every one of you and for myself. So we appreciate any gift that the Most High AHAYAH puts on your heart to donate if you choose to. It's not mandatory. Donations may be sent to $ Shebrew Royalty on Cash App. If you so desire, if the Most High puts it on your heart to make a small donation, please be sure to specify donation as the purpose of the transaction. And I just want to thank you in advance for your generosity. I thank you for showing up every Sunday and, just blessing me with your presence, blessing me with the support, the love that you give me every Sunday. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you all. So let's continue to grow this channel so that the information can reach Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, and even those that are not Shebrews but are willing to be a part of our community. We are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. Sister Kita says, eye-opening. Thawada says, and welcome. Welcome. It's so good to have you. It's so good to have you here tonight to join us. And this is what we do every Sunday, as long as the Most High allows. We get together and we just learn. We just learn together. There's just so many things that we can learn. And I've always been one to just love learning. And so this is right up my alley. Sister Althea, you have a good night as well, and a wonderful rest of your week also. I love you. And we'll talk soon. We'll talk this week, I hope. Most High willing, okay? Thank you so much for showing up tonight. Love you so much. So sisters, I love you and always appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to have tea and conversation with me. Tonight, I had some basil-infused water. So I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, that water is so good. The water. Thank you for your support. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. So until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in excellent health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. And Sister Veronica, love and blessings to you too. Love and blessings to you too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call you tomorrow, Most High willing. So look out for my call. Sister Kita, you said that sounds awesome. All praises, all praises. So good to have you all. Remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly, sisters. I am your hostess, Kwala Yakaka, a voice of reasoning and justice. The Most High willing, We will see you next Sunday, same tea time, same tea channel. So until next time, stay hydrated, stay radiant, stay royal. And as always, this is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Good night. I love you all. Ahabatha, Shalom, and Barakatha. Okay, Sister Veronica, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Where will the wellness blog be found? Sis, go to ShebrewRoyalty.com, ShebrewRoyalty.com, and just follow the tabs, and you will see wellness blog on there. As a matter of fact, oh, I don't have your number. But ShebrewRoyalty.com, ShebrewRoyalty.com. And then look under one of the tabs and you will see wellness blog. It's actually ShebrewRoyalty.com/wellness-blog. ShebrewRoyalty.com. Let me see if I have a banner here. Okay, so this is the email address. If you want to send me an email, ShebrewRoyaltyBiz@gmail.com. ShebrewRoyaltyBiz@gmail.com. Here's our website, ShebrewRoyalty.com. There you go, sis. ShebrewRoyalty.com /wellness-blog. I hope that clarifies things for you, sis. If not, I will make sure that you get the information. And it will be, most high willing, it will be ready on Tuesday. All right? Shalom. Have a blessed week, sisters. A blessed and prosperous week. Ahabatha.